On November 20th, 1910, Reverend Dr. Anna Pauline Murray was born in Baltimore, Maryland. She was the fourth of 6 children. After her mom's death in 1914 and her father's death in 1928, she spent the remainder of her childhood in North Carolina and New York. Once she graduated from Hunter College in 1928, she changed her name to the more androgynous Pauli. During the Great Depression, Dr. Murray worked for the American New Deal agency named Works Progress Administration that employed millions of job seekers to carry out the constructions of public buildings and roads. Dr. Murray also worked for the Workers' Defense League and taught for the New York City Remedial Reading Project. In 1938, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill's graduate school rejected her because she was black. After the Lloyd Gaines case against the University of Missouri, the Supreme Court ruled that schools had the right to deny potential students based on race. Dr. Murray advocated for herself and appealed the decision, but UNC did not change their mind. Her appeal did receive national attention and led to her friendship with Eleanor Roosevelt. These incidents motivated Dr. Murray to work towards the goal of ending Jim Crow. She started focusing on writing and organizing. She wrote a book of poetry titled Dark Testament and a biography of her family named Proud Shoes. Dr. Murray was arrested in 1940 for disorderly conduct on an interstate bus trip. She and Adeline McBean sat in a white people-only section of the bus, challenging the constitutionality of segregating bus passengers 15 years before the Montgomery bus boycott began. Despite their charges, they were able to get off with just a fine after gaining support from First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. Pauli stayed in Virginia for a while, where she would become involved with the case of a man named Odell Waller who was being accused of murder. Attorneys argued that Waller was not given a fair case due to the fact that white men were paying their way onto the jury. Waller lost his case and was executed. However, Dr. Murray was now sure about what direction to take her career in. Shortly after, in 1941, she began attending Howard University Law School. While in school, she joined several civil rights protests with the goal of desegregating public facilities. She also co-founded the Congress of Racial Equity with Bayard Rustin, George Hauser, and James Farmer. Once she graduated from Howard with honors, she aspired to complete a postgraduate fellowship at Harvard. However, she was denied because of her gender, leading her to working at UC Berkeley Law School. She later went on to write states' laws on race and color, which is often regarded as the Bible of civil rights work by activists like Thurgood Marshall. Dr. Murray then received her JSD from Yale University and is the first black person to ever receive this degree. As a lawyer, she worked with the NAACP on several monumental cases, including Brown versus the Board of Education, which was a full circle moment for Dr. Murray. Her arguments that separate will inevitably lead to unequal was the defense that ultimately won the case. Dr. Murray also played a crucial role at the National Organization of Women, which she co-founded in 1966. She also wrote extensively on black womanhood, arguing that gender and race cannot be separated. She ultimately decided to leave the National Organization of Women after she felt that they were distancing themselves from racial and economic justice. Dr. Murray worked several jobs at universities across the nation. However, in 1977, she decided to devote her life to Christianity. She became the first African-American woman to be ordained as an Episcopal priest. She worked in D.C. at a ministry for the sick until her retirement in 1982. Dr. Murray was later awarded an honorary degree with the University of North Carolina and now has a hall named after her. She has a college named after her at Yale University, as well as a special edition quarter from the U.S. Mint. Murray died of pancreatic cancer in Pittsburgh, July 1st, 1985. Dr. Murray's legacy of being the first in fighting injustice opened the door for black people across the country and paved the way for many after her.